This wrap skirt you're seeing on your screen right now is going to be our tutorial for today. This wrap skirt has a flare or a flounce attached to it at the bottom. So we're going to be creating patterns for the wrap skirt and then the flounce separately. Okay, I did a short video, a short tutorial on this wrap skirt before, but so many persons said they didn't understand it, probably because the video was really fast. It was just about 1 minute video, so I can understand. So because of that, I decided to do a full tutorial and explain it in detail, step by step, so that you all can understand this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do would be for us to trace our skirt block. You guys already know that we always start with our foundation blocks, either skirt block, bodice block, or sleeve block. So if you don't already have the skirt block, no worries, I have a tutorial here on YouTube where you can actually make your own skirt block. I'm going to drop the link in the description box below. Okay, so once you trace out your skirt block, you're going to mirror it and trace out the other part, so that you're going to have the full front part together like so. And then you're also going to trace out the back part. So this is my center back, so we only need half of it. That is okay. But for the center front, we will need the full center front like this, because it's a wrap skirt. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do now to start creating the patterns would be, we're going to ignore these dots. Because it's a wrap skirt, it's going to be tied anyways and it's not really that fitted, so we're going to ignore these dots. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do would be for you to decide where you want your wrap to start from. So you can measure from your side seam, say maybe about 7 cm or slightly more than that. It really depends on you, or how far you want your wrap to go. Okay, you can still bring it forward, it depends on you. Now once you've done that, you are going to draw your curve, because if you look at this wrap skirt, you will notice that it is curved. It is slightly curved in front. Okay, so I'm going to use my French curve to draw a curve. So you draw the curve just the way you like it. Okay, something like this. And now you are going to trim off this part. We do not need this part at all. So this is going to be our front part, and then we're going to cut this part 2 pieces. So let me already write, you're going to cut 2 pieces. Okay, now you're going to take the back side. We're going to measure it so that we can cut, or we can create patterns for the flounce or the flare that is attached to it. So what you're going to do for the back side also, we're going to ignore these dots. So we are going to measure from here all the way down to the side seam, because we are going to create our flounce. So remember, our flounce is starting from here. So you just put your tape measure just like this, and then you measure it all the way down to the end. So with me here, I have 65 cm. So from here to here, 65 cm. So yours may not be the same thing, but just measure it. So I have 65 cm, so I'm going to write it down. Now this value here, you're going to also measure. This is for the front. Now you're also going to measure the back side. You're going to measure the back of your hem, your skirt hem. Okay, so this is my skirt hem. Now remember that the full length of the skirt is actually longer than this, because the flounce is going to complete the length. So first of all, remember, you're going to determine how long you want your skirt to get to, then how much flounce you want to add, how long you want your flounce to be. So you're just going to measure from here now So from here now I have about 23 cm. From here to here I have 23 cm. So I'm going to write 23 cm. Now you're going to add these two values together, this measurement here and this measurement here, like so. So if I add this together, I'm going to have 88 cm. Now this 88 cm here is going to be the circumference of our flounce, or the length of our flounce. However, I want to divide this 88 cm by 2 to create the flounce. You're going to see how it all adds up later. So 88, or whatever value you have, divide by 2, I'm going to have 44 cm. So this 44 cm is what I'm going to use as my length, the length of my flounce, or the circumference. And the reason is because I am going to fold my paper. I'm going to fold my paper to create this pattern. So by the time I fold my paper, I'm going to have 88 cm. Now by the time I even fold my paper into 4, I'm going to have twice of this. I hope you understand so far what I'm trying to explain. Please, if you don't understand and you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. It will not be nice if I'm just explaining this and you're not following. I can still assist you in the comment section, okay? And if you already understand what I'm trying to explain, please let me know in the comment section as well. All right? Thank you. So now I'm going to use this now to create my flounce. So I'm going to cut a long rectangular piece. This is going to be the length. So the length of the flounce, or the length, will be 44 cm. So whatever you have here, you're going to use it to create your flounce, the length of your flounce. Now the width of your flounce can be anything. You can make the width of your flounce 10 cm or 15 cm. So I'll be using 15 cm to create the width of my flounce. I hope you get it. Okay, so now let me get a plain sheet of paper, and then of this length, the length here 44 cm, and then the width can be anything, just the way I explained. The width I'm using will be 15 cm. Okay, so you get your plain sheet of paper like this, and then you're going to use this value here as your length. So if I measure from here now, I'm using 44 cm. So if I measure from here, I'm just going to place my mark 44 cm. Now the width of this flounce is going to be 15 cm. So I'm just going to mark, and then I'm going to mark here 15 cm so that it will be equal. So I'm just going to connect these 2 points together. Now I'm going to trim off all the excess paper. Okay, so this is my long rectangular piece, and this is the value I use in creating this piece. Okay, now I'm going to draw slash lines so that I can create my flounce. So just draw slash lines, maybe about 3 or 4 cm wide. So once you draw your slash lines, you are just going to cut them, but do not cut them through, just cut them to the tip here, and then you cut this other one too. Okay, so once you finish slashing your patterns like so, you are going to get a plain sheet of paper. Now your paper should be wide enough, very wide enough, so that you can use it to create your flounce. So you see how big my paper is. So you're going to fold it into 4. Please take note, fold it into 4. So this is the first fold, and then this is the second fold. So you have 4 paper folded, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's folded into 4. Now on this part where you have your fold line, these 2 parts here, they are folded. That is where you are going to place your your flounce pattern. So you're just going to place it like this to create your flounce. Okay, so spread it out nicely. Just spread it out nicely like so. Okay, good. You see what I've done? Use your Scotch tape to hold them together in place. So once you are happy with the way it is, you are just going to connect here very well. Just draw your curve line very well. Okay, and then you also draw these parts well. Just connect them nicely in the curve. So now you are going to trim off all the excess paper. Okay. So when you open it up, you are going to have something like this. You see your flounce? Really nice. So but remember that this flounce is a high-low flounce. So we are going to shorten it from one side. So whichever side you choose, you're going to just shorten it. So from somewhere here, you are going to draw your curve. Use your curve ruler to just remove a little bit. Use your French curve to remove a little bit. So I'm going to first of all use my pencil to draw my curve line to my satisfaction before I use my pen. Okay, so good. So now let me use my pen to highlight it so that you can see it very well. Now this is how to create a high-low flounce or flare. So we are going to cut this part off. We don't need it anymore. Now some persons are going to ask, why can't we do this directly on our fabric? Well, yes, you can do this directly on your fabric, but trust me, it's going to waste a lot of fabric and you don't want that to happen. So that's why we are creating the patterns on paper. So here you're going to cut it open. Okay, so you see our flounce. See how long it is. So it's going to go around our wrap skirt. So one part is going to be slightly higher and then one part is going to be slightly lower or slightly smaller. So I'm going to cut this out and show it to you. Now so far I hope you understand this tutorial and I hope you're enjoying it. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you have not subscribed yet, why haven't you subscribed yet? You don't like my tutorials? If you do, please don't just watch and walk away. Subscribe, please. All right, and share with your sewing buddies as well, so we all learn together. Thank you. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are the real deal. Thank you so much. So now let me place these on my fabric, cut them out, and then show them to you. So for the flounce, we are going to cut just one piece. Now remember to add your seam allowance, both outside 1.5 cm and then on the inside too, because we'll need seam allowance to join it to our skirt. So you add seam allowance inside, 1.5 cm seam allowance all around. So you see how it's going to look like. And for the center back, you are going to cut one piece on fold. So place this on the folded edge of your fabric, just like so. Add your seam allowance on the top and on the hem line. for the top, we're going to add a belt or a sash to it. So that's the back side. So to start stitching, you're just going to take the back side like so, and then the front part, you're going to place it with the wrong side of the fabric, with the right side of the fabric facing the right side of the fabric. You're going to join this part together, and then you're also going to join this part together. So you join here and then you join here as well. Okay, so this side is going to be open because it's a wrap skirt. Okay, so once you finish joining the side seam, the front side seam to the back side seam, remember to open press your seam allowance. You're going to have something like this. Okay, now you are going to take your flounce and then you're going to attach it to it. So you're just going to attach it from the beginning here. You attach it all around, all the way down to this other end. Okay, you just stitch it all around. All right. Okay, so once you attach your flounce to your skirt, you are going to have something like this. Okay, the only thing left for us to do now would be for us to cut a long rectangular piece to attach to the waistline. So you're going to go cut a long rectangular piece, long enough to tie a bow at the back. So you cut it very long, you're going to attach it here, and then you're going to use it to turn the waistband, and then the other one will be long enough to tie a bow, and then you're going to finish off the raw edges. And really, that's it for this wrap skirt. You see how easy it was, right? Wasn't that easy? Please let me know in the comment section if it was easy for you to understand. Okay, and please remember to subscribe, share my videos, give me a thumbs up, and leave comments for me to read below. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being with me till this time. Okay, I will see you in my next class. Bye bye.